What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with another new look rebuild, as today we're doing a team that really didn't change all that much in the offseason, but they did make a few changes here and there. We'll talk about some of those changes once we get into the video, so let's just go ahead and jump in and do this new look Minnesota Timberwolves rebuild. Before we get in today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. We actually just reached 38,000 subscribers the other day, so thank you guys so much for that. Up next will be 39K, and then the big 40K is right around the corner. So can't thank you guys enough for the continued support. You may be asking why we're doing the Minnesota Timberwolves today, Timberwolves today, if I could freaking speak. Well, I will tell you, we're going to be doing all 30 teams, but I'm kind of being methodical on the teams I choose to do next because there's so many teams with question marks still left. Like, there's some restricted free agents for like Chicago and Charlotte, and then you have like teams like the Thunder and the Spurs who have like 20 players on their roster right now, and 2K only allows you to have 15 players. So it's kind of tough. I'm trying to delay it as much as I can, but we might eventually get to a point where we can't delay it any further. We'll just kind of have to go into an awkward video. So I don't know. We'll see. But I chose the Timberwolves today because I don't feel like they'll be doing too much else. Maybe they're not done. I don't know. Regardless, the things that they have done is they gave Anthony Edwards his extension, which was well-deserved, obviously. They also re-signed Naz Reid, so this team is spending a lot of money on bigs, which is fun. We'll see how it goes. They brought in Shake Milton, which is nice. They brought in Troy Brown Jr., and of course, the other two additions would be Leonard Miller and Jalen Clark, who they drafted both in the second round. Leonard Miller is going to be an absolute stud. I wanted Portland to draft him. The fact that Minnesota got him, and he's been amazing in Summer League, we shall see how it goes. Regardless, let's take a look at the rotation going to the year one. So it's Mike Conley still as the point guard with Anthony Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, and Gobert. A lot of people are talking about maybe this team would go ahead and trade Cat, split the Cat Gobert front court. But as we know, Cat missed a lot of time last year. So it made a lot of sense for Minnesota to maybe just run this back and see how it would go if Cat and Gobert can stay healthier this year. We'll see how it goes. With Naz Reid, Kyle Anderson, Shake Milton, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker on our bench. I will tell you, I really want to get Leonard Miller minutes this year. I feel like he's going to crack the rotation very, very soon for Minnesota. He just seems like the guy that's going to be able to play pretty quickly in this league. I would feel bad about not getting Troy Brown Jr. minutes either, who just signed a contract with them, but I feel like I'd rather prioritize Leonard Miller. So I could just leave it as a 9-minute rotation, but I want to give Leonard Miller minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and give Leonard Miller 10 minutes. Even if it's not much, let's just get him some minutes, right? Let's get him out there. That's the main thing. Let's try to develop him as quickly as we can. He may not develop in this draft class very well, but hey, if we can get him to like a 75 overall, it can be a bench piece. That works for me. And then the starting five is going to stay the same. The only other thing I want to take a look at is, of course, shot tendencies. So Anthony Edwards is at an 86. Let's push that baby as high as possible. We're going to go something like that for Cat. And I also want McDaniels taking some more shots. So something like this for Jamie McDaniels at a 70 works for me. And I think that's all I'm going to do there. What is our proficiency right now? It is a 4-star 7 seconds, which is not bad. Could be a 4-star anywhere else. No, we cannot. So we're going to leave it as a 7 seconds. And then, of course, as you guys know, I love to do these mentorship things now. Even if they don't work all that well, I think they're still handy dandy to go ahead and use. So right now they have Anthony Edwards being mentored by Mike Conley. But I'm going to have Leonard Miller mentored. And then they have McDaniels mentored by Cat, which is kind of weird. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and have Leonard Miller mentored by Mike Conley, who's 36 years old. It's obviously not the same position, but I think the older, the better is what I've been told. I could be wrong about that. We're going to go something like that for Leonard Miller. Or I did that wrong. So let's go, maybe not special delivery. What do we need? So we need catch and shoot, wouldn't hurt. Pro touch, and then guard up. Why not? Let's go something like that. I've already selected 3 badges. Boom, we got that. Okay, is there anyone else that I should have mentored? I don't think so. I think Leonard Miller is going to be the guy I prioritize the most for development this year. Hopefully he can develop into something for the video. Regardless, we're going to simulate year one. I will show you if I stop at the trade deadline. We are in desperate times to go ahead and get something going for this team. So I'm going to go ahead and push the bench utilization down a little bit more as well, down to like a 50. So our starters get a few more minutes, and then we'll fix that Leonard Miller, Troy Brown Jr. thing again. But other than that, I will see you guys at the end of year one. Unless, of course, we do stop at the trade deadline. We shall see. At the end of season number 1, Trae Young is your MVP. Vic is rookie of the year for the Spurs. Chris Paul is 6th man on the Warriors. Evan Mobley, defensive player and also most improved. And Quinn Snyder's your coach of the year at 64 and 18. I can't imagine we have any All-NBA representatives here. Maybe we get like an Anthony Edwards, but I highly doubt it. Yeah, I don't see it. So all defensive first team, Lonzo Ball, of course, injured. But hey, in 2K, he's healthy, I guess. And here's all defensive second team, all rookie first team, all rookie second team. Yeah, Leonard Miller was only playing 10 minutes, so I didn't expect him to make an all rookie team. But hey, we made the playoffs, which is a great sign compared to last year. This team got in the playoffs last year, but that was from the play-in. 45-37 on the season. Pretty close race in the West, but hey, we got in there, and that's all that matters. So we get to play the Thunder in round 1. So if you take a look at the player stats, you had 27 from Anthony Edwards, 20 from Cat, 13 from McDaniels, 12 from Naz Reid, 10 from Mike Conley, 8 from Gobert with 8.5 points from Shake Milton, 8 from Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and then 7.5 from Slow-Mo. And you had like 5 from Leonard Miller with only 1 rebound. So not too bad out of him for a 10-minute span each night. But let's see how we do against Oklahoma City. So they don't have all their overpowered draft picks just yet. Once they get to that point, they'll cross it. But regardless, I'm hoping we can get to the second round. We shall see. So someone in current round against Oklahoma City, and we are going to go down 3-2, but we lose in 6. Wow. Okay. Very close series in a way, but we lost in 6 games. What does that tell us? I'm not totally sure. There's a lot to decide between this offseason, whether we need to, or, I mean, if you're a team like Minnesota and you've invested as much as you've invested, if I can speak, changes have to be made with the results we just got. So we got the Suns actually losing to the Celtics in 7 games. The Suns just signed Bol Bol, by the way. Regardless, LeBron James is trying to retire. We're going to go ahead and make sure he doesn't. But draft lottery, I don't even know if we have our first round pick this offseason. Sacramento gets number 1. We do. We have our 19th overall pick. So this season we actually own our pick. Next year we will not. But as I said, the results were not there. So it kind of makes me wonder. It's good that we got in the playoffs, but, losing in round 1, of course, Minnesota is just not they don't want to beat. That's not the team they want to be. So I think we fire Chris Finch, and then that might not be the only change we make, but that's definitely the first step. I think we fire Chris Finch. So we have fired Chris Finch, and instead we've hired Mike Brown to be our brand new head coach in Minnesota. We're not going to make any change as far as the roster is concerned yet. We're going to jump into the draft. We're going to use this 19th overall pick. We may keep or trade this rookie away. It just kind of depends on how we're feeling. So at pick number 19, we got Mac on the board. We got Kane on the board. We got Jan Vaden, Scar Clark, Bobby Klask, NJ Rice. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Kane Carlisle here with the 19th overall pick. Give ourselves a young point guard that maybe we can be excited about in the future. We also have a second round pick, which is like the second to last one. And I guess I'll go ahead and take Dylan Mitchell with this one, and that'll be my draft. So we walk away with a 72 overall, not too bad, and a 70 overall in the second round. I'll take them. Player options. We got Wendell Moore, Leonard Miller, and Jalen Clark. I'm going to accept all 3 of them. And then qualifying offers, Jenny McDaniels is going to be a massive free agent we got to worry about. Of course, we want to bring him back 100%. And then free agency, McDaniels, Kyle Anderson, McLaughlin, and Nathan Knight are our free agents. Now, the biggest thing for this team is we need a point guard. I mean, we need a point guard. We have Shake Milton. We just drafted Kane Carlisle, but I don't think I can, rely on either one of them to be the starter. That just isn't going to make a lot of sense. Edwards and Nickeil Alexander-Walker as our stringer rotation is fine. Small forward right now, of course, that'll be when we do get McDaniels back, but Leonard Miller's up to a 73. It would be amazing if he gets up to a 75 overall with player progression. That'd be awesome. And then, of course, we have Cat, Gobert, and Naz Reid. Now, do we want to go into next season with Cat and Gobert? That is the question. That is the biggest question we have to ask ourselves right now. Do we want to roll forward with this big front court, or do we want to move on and maybe go more traditional and not go with this big lineup? I don't know. There's a lot to think about here because we need a point guard. And the best point guard we can sign right now would be like John Wall. And no disrespect to John Wall, but it's just not really the game. It's not what I want to go for. Daniels only asked for $12 million, which is kind of a steal. But I think I do have to go ahead and trade away Cat or Gobert to get ourselves a point guard because the point guard options are just not there, man. They're just not. I could go for like the Sumu and bet on it, but I just don't want to do that. So unfortunately, to balance our roster, I think one of them has to be moved. And not sure which one we're going to do yet, but when I find the perfect point guard trade, whether it's trading Cat or Gobert, one of them has to go, and it's just the way it is. So I have explored the trade market, and there's a trade that popped up that I'm very tempted to take, and it's going to have to include Karl Towns. It's going to suck to trade him away, but I think this trade is going to put us in a good position in the long run. So here's the trade we're looking at. It is with the Charlotte Hornets. So the Charlotte Hornets offered me this, and it's just very tempting. I want to try to squeeze more out of them if I can. but it's Karl-Anthony Towns and a second round pick for Mark Williams and Terry Rozier. So the Charlotte Hornets give up on Mark Williams. They go for it. They got, LaMelo Ball. They're trying to get him some help immediately. They have Nick Smith Jr. there. Maybe they really invest in, or they really believe in, or whatever. So we walk away with a point guard and a young center who can replace Gobert in the future. That's just way too tempting not to take it. That is my favorite trade that have been offered to me, to be honest with you. So I think that is the trade we're going to do. So it's going to suck trading away Cat, but it's very tempting to take, and I'm going to do it. So I want to try to squeeze a first out of them as well if I can, just to get as much value out as I can for Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, will I be able to? I'm not sure. But if I ask for 2028, how disrespected would they feel? If I can get Cat for Williams, Rozier, and a first-round pick, I'd feel pretty good about that. They want Leonard Miller, and they'll give me James Nagy. Wow, that's a good throw-in. Now, I don't want to trade away Leonard Miller. I would be fine with trading away Jalen Clark, but Leonard Miller for me is not going to happen. I will throw you Troy Brown Jr. I'm cool with that. So, Cat, Jalen Clark, and Troy Brown Jr. for these 4 pieces right here. Let's call it a day. They still want Leonard Miller. I'm still not going the Leonard Miller route. I will throw as much as I can that doesn't include Leonard Miller. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, if I have to throw him in here as well, or I throw Dylan Mitchell in. I don't know if they agree. They want 2028 pick swap. We do a pick swap. I don't want Cody Martin, though. I'm not really a big fan of Cody Martin. That's not necessary. Let's just do something like this. Cat, Clark, Troy Brown, Mitchell, second for Williams, Rozier, Nagy, and I still want that 2028 first as well, by the way. So can we do it? They want a second. They'll throw me Cody Martin as well. You know what? We'll call it a day. That's the trade we're doing. Just like that, I think that put our roster in a really good position. So we're moving Rozier to point guard. He's not my long-term answer to the point guard position, but he'll work for now. Mark Williams, he's going to be a really good center to rely on outside of Gobert, because Rudy Gobert is going to regress like crazy. So we can move on from him eventually. We'll see when we decide to do it. Maybe we'll have Mark Williams come off the bench this year, and then we can clear the way eventually for Mark Williams when we trade away Gobert, who has a player option next year. So I think it'll be very easy to move him next year. He's 100% accepting that player option. Other than that, though, let's see. What do we need now? So we have Shake Milton Rozier. We have Anthony Edwards, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We got Cody Martin as a throw-in, which is honestly really nice. And then we also got James Nagy out of the trade. I totally forgot about that. Nagy is also going to be a really good player to have in this trade, or on this team as well. So the only thing we really need to do is get back not Leonard Miller. Get back Jaden McDaniels. That's the main thing. So let's make sure we prioritize that. I wouldn't mind bringing back Slow-Mo as well. So I'm going to go ahead and not renounce him. If we can bring back Slow-Mo to this team, I'm down for that as well. So McDaniels, I think his market would be something around like 18, 20 million. I think that's going to be what McDaniels would go for. So I'm going to give him that. And then Kyle Anderson, not Karl-Anthony Towns, he's gone. I'm going to give him something like that. We bring them both back. And now we're going to put our roster in a really good position. And then I'm also going to move Cat to center for Charlotte, since they went ahead and obviously traded away. And they went for it. So now their big 3 is LaMelo, Cat, and Brandon Miller. So we'll see how that goes for them. But I think that's going to be our offseason. We could still sign someone else if we want to as well, if we really wanted to. But I think we're good. I think we got some guys we're fine with. Player progression, I'm hoping Leonard Miller is up to like a 74, 75. That'd be awesome. And we have Wendell Moore up. Rudy Gobert is down. Mark Williams is down or up, which is good. And then Naz Reid, Jamie Daniels is up. Kyle Anderson, Shake Milton, Cody Martin, Wendell Moore. Alexander Walker, Nagy, and Leonard Miller's up to 74. Okay, so Nagy, Leonard Miller, Wendell Moore. We got a lot of good youth guys developing in the background that are going to be crucial for the rest of the video. So pretty excited about what we're building right now. There's so many guys that are on this roster that are going to be part of the long-term plans, and then there's a lot of guys that are. So there's just a lot of we still need to get around. But we got a new head coach. We traded away Gobert, or not Gobert. We traded away Cat, I should say, and now we're excited for next season. So take a look at our rotation for this year. So it's Terry Rozier, Edwards, McDaniels, Kyle Anderson with Gobert, Mark Williams, Naz Reid, Shake Milton, Cody Martin, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So that does exclude Leonard Miller out of the rotation, which I'm not cool with. There's a reason why I didn't really want Cody Martin. I mean, I like Cody Martin, or I'm not sure if I like him or not. I like his brother, obviously. We hope that Cody Martin could bring that same kind of effect. But I think I'm going to leave James Nagy out of the rotation for now, unfortunately. And then Leonard Miller is going to get those minutes. And then we're going to have Naz Reid move to the 4. That way we have Naz Reid playing backup 4. So something like that. And that will be our rotation. So we're going to celebrate this season. There is a good chance we do stop at the deadline, maybe to move Rozier, because he's not going to be part of the long-term plans. Hey, maybe we trade away Gobert at the deadline if it makes sense. We'll see what the options are. But we've moved on from our head coach. Gobert is gone. We'll see how things go. They still want to start Kyle Anderson, which I'm totally fine with for this season, but he's not the long-term answer. I was just glad we got him back for some mentorship here, which is what I'm going to do, actually. Let's have McDaniels mentored by Kyle Anderson. So we'll do that, and I'll see you guys either at the deadline or at the end of the season if things are going well. So we're at the trade deadline, and unfortunately, we're 23-32, which isn't great. But right now, we need to get our man Anthony Edwards help at the moment. He's averaging 27, and we don't really have anyone else averaging 20 alongside him. And I found a trade that I really like, and it's a trade we're probably going to do. We're going to go ahead and throw Rozier in the trade finder. I told you he was going to be our long-term starting point guard, but there was an offer that I was made that I'm really tempted by, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on it. We can get Jordan Poole from the Washington Wizards. Still 25 years old. All we have to trade away is a pick swap. The Wizards get off his contract, and we bring in 21.5 points per game. His efficiency would probably get even better because there would be a lot less pressure on him to be like the leading scorer. So this is the trade we're doing. We are trading a pick swap, but that's okay. Rozier and a pick swap for Jordan Poole. Sign me up. We get our brand new starting point guard for the rest of the video. So first step, absolutely solved. We got Poole as our starting point guard for the rest of the video, which I absolutely love. So the backcourt of Edwards and Poole is going to work out. And now we need to find our long-term 4. We have our long-term 5, but once we find our long-term power forward, I don't really want Naz Reid to be that guy. I prefer him off the bench. But we'll start him for the rest of the season for this year. So we'll see how that goes. And Mark Williams, of course, is our long-term starting center. And then we'll figure out the rest once again in the offseason. But we're kind of retooling at this point. 23-32, bringing in Jordan Poole. I hope it pushes us into the playoffs. We'll see. Jordan Poole's shot tendency, I'm going to push it up because we need, like I said, we need him to take shots so Edwards has less pressure on him. But we'll see if we can turn this thing around and maybe sneak into the playoffs again. So unfortunately for us, this year it did not go as planned. Let's say that. We didn't make the playoffs this year, so it kind of sucks, but we're kind of resetting things a little bit. Atlanta goes on to win the championship over the Pelicans in 4 games. So Atlanta, they're still doing their thing, but we're kind of resetting things. We don't have our lottery pick this offseason, which is fine. Wow. So Atlanta's getting a first overall pick. They're adding a first overall pick to their already overpowered team via the Kings. Shout out to them. Okay. Shout out. Yeah, that's crazy. But regardless, Staff's son, Mike Brown, and I like Mike Brown. I don't think we dealt him a fair hand this year. Once we find our long-term power forward this offseason, then it's game time. Like, we got to make the playoffs. We got to be contender. That's where I'm at this point. So we've been kind of just, floating around a little bit. It's not been perfect, but this offseason is where we get it right. So let's get in to the draft. I don't even think we have a pick at all, but we'll check just to be on the safe side. So let's see. So do we have a first round pick? I'm pretty sure we do not. But do we have like maybe a pick or a second? No. All right, let's go to player options and let's see what we got going on here. So player options, we got Gobert. Would have loved if he declined it, but he accepted it. I'm going to decline Cody Martin. I don't want to keep him around. I want to free up minutes for the other guys I have, so I'm going to decline his team option. Mark Williams, we're accepting. Wendell Moore accepting. Gobert, of course, that was like a no-brainer for him. He accepts it. We're going to try to trade him. We're going to trade him away, though, this offseason. Leonard Miller and Najee, I want to bring them both back. I want them both to be bench pieces this year for us. So let's see. Nicole Alexander-Walker, Cody Martin are both free agents. We can bring both of them back if we want, and we do have the ability to bring in like another good player. So the biggest thing is to trade away Gobert. We need to free up that center for Mark Williams. I want Mark Williams to be the center. Gobert, thank you for your services, but we're moving on. And I'm going to also try to move on from, or not move on, but I'm also going to have Kyle Anderson or Naz Reid be the backup 4, and then maybe move on from the other. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But let's try to make this happen. So what is Gobert going to get us? I have no idea as my alarm is going off. That's my bad. I will tell you right now, the Clippers don't ever seem like a team that would just absorb somebody into their cap space just for taking somebody on. But they do have a ton of cap space right now, and I could throw Gobert right into their cap space, and all they'd give me is a second-round pick. Now, to sweeten this deal for them, I'm also going to give them Kane Carlisle. The reason why we're doing this is because Gobert's contract sucks, man. $46 million for Gobert is just so much of an overpay, it's not even funny. So we're incentivizing the Clippers to take this contract on by throwing Carlisle in the trade as well. And this is going to open up so many possibilities for us. This gives us $13 million in cap space. We're doing that trade. The Clippers walk away with the young point guard, also take Gobert's salary on as well. And we just cleared that out of our books, which is amazing. So now we have some cap space, which we're not going to be able to do like anything crazy with, but it does give us some options. So I also can trade away Slow-Mo, which is something I am going to consider here because I think we can move on from him and get even more salary. But let's see. Power forwards is what I want to look at. I don't plan on getting like a really good power forward. Like, for instance, like if I can bring in Aaron Gordon right now, we're $5 million off from being able to sign like an Aaron Gordon, which would just be absolutely amazing. If I can bring an Aaron Gordon in or somebody like that at our power forward. Bay is asking for probably a little too much money, but even him, he would be awesome. How far off are we bringing him in? Bay was asking for 24, so $9 million off. So we're pretty close to being able to offer somebody pretty significant at that 4 spot a really good contract that we have a power forward. So the next guy we're going to dump is Kyle Anderson, and we're going to have some cap space, which is going to be incredible. So Kyle Anderson, if I can get a 2nd round pick or somebody can give me just a second and take you on, I'm so cool with that. The Mavericks are trying to just give me, can they just take him into the cap space? Yes, take the 2nd. Or we'll just take a 2nd. You get slow-mo, we have cap space, and now we can sign a power forward. Okay, W. What power forward do I want is the question. So we have John Collins as an option. We have Aaron Gordon. We have Sadiq Bey. We have Kuminga, who's asked for way too much money. Patrick Williams. Can I get to Patrick Williams? Or is that going to be too much? I might not be able to get to this. I'm going to offer him a deal. He declines it. So maybe we have to wait to get him back. But I don't want to renounce Leonard Miller or Najee. So that's going to be tough. I don't know if I'll be able to do this. It's going to be tough to thread the needle, but we're going to figure it out. So Milton into Alexander Walker. I'm cool with moving on if we get like a really good power forward. Bring back Leonard Miller and James Najee. We'll be fine. So let's see. Power forwards I can bring in. Let's see what's still out here. So Patrick Williams, we talked to him earlier. He said no, pretty much. Denny Avdia, who's not asking for that much money. Denny Avdia, honestly, that'd be pretty incredible. 4 years, $14 million. Get him as a power forward for this team. I think that'd be great. Do I have to renounce these two is the question. It's not there yet. Okay. Says I have to renounce James Najee or Leonard Miller. Okay, I don't want to renounce either of them, though. That's tough. Okay, is there anyone else that can trade? I hate to do it to you, Wendell Moore, but I'm also going to move on from you. I'm going to go ahead and try to, invest in Leonard Miller and also James Najee, which really sucks. Or, actually, it's probably best we just renounce James Najee and call it a day. I'm bringing Denny Avdia in. I sucks to lose James Najee. Maybe we can still re-sign him on the last day. I don't know. So, Leonard Miller, we'll have to see how much he's asking for, and then James Najee, we'll see. I mean, I feel like I should be able to sign James Najee back, which we should be fine. I don't know where he's at, but I'm going to find him. So I'm going to bring him back, and then we'll go from there. But that was a guy I really wanted to keep around. Well, James Najee is not happening. He's asking for way too much money, so we have to settle on a different center, unfortunately. I would have loved to have been able to keep him, but he's asking for way too much money. Yeah, Bruno Fernando, Day'Ron Sharp, but I see like Isaiah Hartenstein, and he's probably one of the better backup centers you can get. Yeah, unfortunately for us, we have... Oh, I have to... no, I don't have to renounce Leonard Miller. W. So we get Isaiah Hartenstein as a backup 5. That's great. So we got our backup 5, and it says we can still bring back Shake Milton as well, but we'll see if that's actually the case. We do need some guards, so... Let's get some guards back. So Shake Milton, McConnell. I'm going to go ahead and try to get Shake Milton. We'll see if it'll actually let me. And I'll also bring back Alexander Walker, who was just here. So if I can bring both of them without renouncing Leonard Miller, I'll bring them both back. So Shake Milton, Alexander Walker, and we don't have enough cap space. So never mind about Alexander Walker. I mean, Gary Harris is fine. So this was a very, very interesting offseason, but Leonard Miller is back. I wanted to keep him. That was important to me. So player progression, I wanted Najee to stay here. But player progression... we have Leonard Miller up to a 77. W. I love to see him developing. And then Wendell Moore's up to a 77 as well. Isaiah Hartenstein, Avdia, Naz Reid. But we have our team. We have our rotation. So it's Poole, Milton, Anthony Edwards with Gary Harris, who probably won't get minutes this year. It'll be Wendell Moore and Leonard Miller playing instead. Naz Reid, Denny Avdia, and then Mark Williams and Isaiah Hartenstein. I'm feeling very, very good about the team going into next season. I think we got rid of Gobert. We got rid of Cat. Will this be a contender in the West? We shall see. I think there is some upside to it. I do think it's there. We'll see how good it is, though. I don't know. Maybe it's not really a contender, but we've built this team up to this point. Power King landed us at 18, so 2K is not like a big believer in it. But to me, I think the pieces all fit together. Even if we also did this, if I moved maybe McDaniels to the 4, who stays the same, and Avdia goes up, I think, at the 3. He does. So if we did something like that instead, just make the overalls even better. They do want to start Naz Reid, which is not happening, by the way. So we'll do something like that. But Jordan Poole, Anthony Edwards, Denny Avdia, Jaden McDaniels, Mark Williams. I think that starting 5 is so good. I love it. Naz Reid, Isaiah Hartenstein, Shake Milton, Wendell Moore, Leonard Miller as your rotation. Honestly, I think this should work out. Proficiency, 3.5 balance, under Mike Brown, I should say. And then 4-star, 7 seconds. We'll move it back to 7 seconds. 3rd season. We're hoping to be a team that's serious this year. We'll see how well it goes. But hoping for the best. At the end of this season, Darius Garland averages 40 and 16. That's actually insane. He wins MVP. Ian Jackson, Rookie of the Year. Markelle Fultz, 6th man. Chet's your defensive player. Keontae George, most improved. And Bickerstaff is your Coach of the Year. Harrison is your executive. And here's your All-NBA first team. Garland, Steph, Giannis, LeBron, Jokic. All-NBA second. All-NBA third. I don't think Anthony Edwards is here. Unfortunately, it'd be cool to get him on here, but he did make all defense the second team, which is awesome. But we are the second seed in the West, so things went very, very well with the roster we threw together, which is amazing. So 28 from Anthony Edwards, 20 from Jordan Poole, 14 from McDaniels, 12 from Naz Reid with 6 rebounds, 9 from Mark Williams with 9 rebounds, 9 points, 9 rebounds, and almost 2 blocks, 9 from Danny Avdija, 8 from Wendell Moore, 8 from Isaiah Hartenstein, 7 from Leonard Miller, and 7 from Shake Milton. So I'm hoping for the best here. In round 1, we draw the Thunder, who eliminated us in year 1, and I have a bad feeling about them potentially eliminating us here in year 2, or year 3 or 4, whatever this is. They brought back Paul George. Wow. So Shea and Paul George, who were traded for each other, are now on the same team. Very ironic. Game 1, 1-0 lead for the Thunder. Sucks. Not a good start. 24 from Shea. Game 2, we're down 2-0. Lost both games at home. Not a great start. Game 3, we do win. 94-89. 26 from Shea, but 20 from Anthony Edwards. Game 4, we need this one. And we're down 3-1. So Oklahoma City was not the team you want to run into. And it's not looking good for us to potentially win in round 1. We might be going home again. So the drought of Minnesota getting out of round 1 could live on here. But let's see. We are going to win game 5, I believe. So game 5 goes to us. Now it's time to win game 6 in Oklahoma City. If we can win game 6 here and push them to a game 7 and back to Minnesota, that would be amazing. Can we do it is the question. They have the lead. We take it, though. Do we keep it? Do we keep the lead? We are going to keep it and push them to a game 7 back to Minnesota. They want to give more minutes to Anthony Edwards. I tend to agree with that statement. So let's give Anthony Edwards more minutes, whatever they want to do. They want to start Naz Reid. I still can't do it. I'm still going to throw McDaniels out there for the defense. All right. Game 7 in Minnesota. Do we take care of business? We got it too. First quarter goes to us. We beat them by 15. Now keep the lead. Keep the foot on the gas pedal. And we have come back from 3-1. We've done it. We beat the Thunder 107-149. Edwards with 35. Jordan Poole with 24 and 12. Both of them had 12 assists apiece. 20 from Danny Avdija. Love it. And now we play. Now we get to play the Golden State Warriors. So the Warriors have Steph and Kobe Jones that are starting too. And they're starting Kobe Jones. Sadiq Bey. He almost got traded to the Warriors. Of course, he got shipped to Atlanta instead. But they have Capella. They have Drummond. They have Looney. Their team has changed a lot. And then Draymond Green. This doesn't strike me as a team that should be able to beat us, but you never really know. Game 1, 1-0, 123-121. Edward 36. Game 2. 2-0 W. Game 3, 3-0. Are we taking a bit? Yeah, we did it to him. We did it to him. We swept them. Let's go. Okay. Let's see who we get to play first. We get to play the Jazz. All right. So the Jazz just came back on Dallas. I mean, we're not playing like the Rockets or the Thunder, so that's a good sign, right? But I don't know what Utah has. So they have Sexton, John George, Brandon Ingram. Ooh, Jalen Duren, Walker Kessler. Wow. Yeah, they got a squad. I'm not going to lie. They do have a squad. We'll see how this goes. Not really sure what to expect. Game 1, 1-0. Hey, ironically enough, this is the team, of course, we made the trade with Rudy Gobert. So, yeah, kind of funny, I guess, to say that. Game 2, we're down 2-0. We were in this position earlier, but we weren't in this position. 3-0, it's not looking good. I mean, unless we can come back from 3-0, that would be awesome. Maybe make a 3-1 and 3-0 comeback in the same playoff run. That'd be wild. We have it here, I think. We do win this one. So game 5, or game 4, I should say, goes to us. Game 5 in Minnesota. Can we take care of business and make this interesting? If we win this one, things start to get a little interesting. And we are, I think. Oh, wait. Let me not speak too soon. Very close game. Keep it, though. We do. We do. Ooh, okay. Got kind of close. But we do beat them. So we've won 2 straight. Now, if we win 3 straight, it gets even more interesting. All right. We got a lead in the first quarter. We could push them back to Minnesota. If we blow this, I'm going to be so upset. But we are pushing them back to a game 7, it looks like. We're going back to a game 7. We went down 3-1 to Oklahoma City, and we went down 3-0 to Utah. Now, do we make this comeback here with a 3-1 comeback already in our back pocket from this playoff run? It's looking good so far. We have the lead right now. Doesn't mean we got it done, though. Wow, it's looking good. It's looking tremendous right now. 5 minutes, 44 seconds left in the same playoff run. We came back from 3-1 and then 3-0. That is what I'm talking about. But now we play the Hawks, who had the #1 overall pick last offseason. Of course, they added Ian Jackson, who's averaging 11 in the playoffs. Atlanta is so annoying to play. I don't feel good about this, but we've gotten this far. Let's just see how it goes. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3, 3-0. And we... Oh, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe we can do it again. Maybe we can do it again. We won game 4. This is a closer one, though. And Atlanta's got... Hey, we took it back, though. Ooh, if we win this one, though. If we win this one, we're talking about a even more legendary playoff run. We got to keep the lead here, though. We do keep it. 1-2 straight. We win 3 straight. It's at home in Minnesota. Come on, baby. Dig deep here. Oh, we're getting blown out. Wait a minute. Do we get back in the... Nah, I think it's over. Damn, man. What a legendary run we went on. Unless we're not done yet. Maybe we... Nah, it's somewhat close. I don't think we get there, though. Yeah, I think Atlanta ran away with it. Man, that sucks. Okay. Made it to the finals. Lost to the overpowered Hawks. What can I say? I'm going to go one more year on this. I think we're going to get development from like Mark Williams. Edwards may even develop. We're still a relatively young team. So I want to run it back one last year. And then we'll see if next year goes well. But man, the run we just went on, how amazing would it have been if we could have capped it off with a championship coming back from 3-0 from Atlanta. That would be wild. But I don't think I'll be changing much at all this offseason. So I'm just going to go ahead and see you guys in next year's playoffs. So here for this final season, we got the first seed in the Western Conference. Yeah, 32 from Anthony Edwards, which is amazing. 15 from J. McDaniels, 11.5 from Nas Reed, 10 from Wendell Moore, 9 from Mark Williams, 9 from Danny Avdia. Leonard Miller is up to a 79. Avdia's up to an 84. I mean, the rotation is just looking absolutely amazing. So everyone's developing, which is awesome. Obviously, Edwards is the guy leading this train, but a very, very good rotation nonetheless. Even Wendell Moore is getting minutes, which is also awesome. But here we go. And one thing we did, which I didn't even show you guys, is I don't know how I pulled this off, but I got Steve Kerr to be my assistant head coach. So yeah, that's pretty OP if you ask me. Regardless, we're getting New Orleans in round 1. They have Jaden Ivey on their team. They have Yusuf Nurkic as their starting 5, Jordan Hawkins as their 6 man. Somebody Kerr around against the Pelicans, and we are going to absolutely obliterate them. So this time we don't have to come back from 3-0, and now we get the Jazz, who have Stephen Curry. Okay. This one I'm a little more nervous for, but we do beat them by 6. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1. 3-1, please. Nope. Game 5, big one. Come on. 3-2, man. Are we going to go home to Stephen Curry and the Jazz? That's such a weird signing. I mean, do we go down to a 9-man rotation? I think we do. I think we go to a 9-man rotation. I guess we already are a 9-man rotation. Okay. 9-man rotation. They want to start Wendell Moore over McDaniels. I don't know how I feel about that. I can't do it. I'm starting McDaniels. So here we go. Game 6 in Utah. So can we come back and do what we did to them last year? I mean, we were down 3-0 to this team, weren't we? So 3-2 doesn't seem like it would be that hard to come back from. And we do beat them and force a game 7. All right. To get back to the conference finals here, game 7 in Minnesota. We're down right now, but it's a close game. We took it for a second, and now we take it. Do we keep it, though, is the question. They take it right back. It's 131 to 126. Uh-oh. That might be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen, and we're down by 7. Man, that sucks. The Jazz and the Stephen Curry Jazz are going to eliminate us here in round 2. So we got to the NBA Finals last year and lost to the Hawks. Wow, that sucks. Let's see. The Portland Blazers, or you got... Okay, so you got the Jazz making it all the way. So I guess we lost to the team that eventually made it. And you're going to have the Jazz, who eventually went on to win the championship. So just like that, we do not win a championship with the Timberwolves today. We did get to the NBA Finals once in this video, but unfortunately for us, we ran into the Hawks. And yeah, the Hawks are like the final boss that's just like impossible to beat sometimes. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. This was a fun one. I think we went off the wall a little bit. I don't know if Minnesota is going to be able to get that lucky by getting rid of Gobert's contract like that and then replace him with a... Yeah, I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.